Okay, today we're going to go over something very, very simple, and it has to do with how you're talking to AI or the information that you're giving AI. Really, the words you're using will be the important aspect. I'm going to keep this pretty short, pretty simple, and give you an example of basically showing you that it really, really matters. This will feel really remedial to a lot of people, but hang on, you might actually see something that you haven't quite seen in action. It's just something that you've intuited for now. Okay, so what we're going to do is going to go through a simple example that I show the classes that I teach all over the place, and it is kind of an eye-opener for some people. So let's hang on. The real premise here is the way you communicate with a model truly matters. Now, a lot of us will say, yeah, of course, depending upon what you say is what it does, but I mean in a really specific way. And also, I will cover a little bit about those agent files, the AGENTS.md or CLAUDE.md, depending upon which agent you use, to better understand what's going on there, when they're valuable, and really when they're read. I know all of this sounds kind of weird right now. Hang on, it's going to be pretty quick. Let's dive into Visual Studio Code so that I can show you what I'm talking about. Okay, very simply, what I'm going to do, I've created a folder called Hello. I'm going to open this folder with Visual Studio Code. So I've opened this project, the folder that we saw, the Hello folder, inside of Visual Studio Code. The only reason is so that we can see the files. I also came over here and did a new file. We have one called data.txt. Inside of there, I said the best color is purple. The reason I'm doing this is imagine there's a bunch of files over here with mixed information. These are my notes. This is the stuff that I'm trying to contextualize. And we come down here and we open Codex and we simply ask Codex, what is the best color? It tells me the best color for most things is apparently deep teal. I didn't know that. I thought it was purple. Okay. So what you're seeing here is the fact that the system doesn't know that you have files that have this information in it, and they're not going to go and read every single file inside of your project. That's an important detail for you to understand. Secondarily, dependent upon how you talk to this agent, it's very, very important. So let's create a new context here, clean up so that we have a plain context and say, find the best color. Okay, so now we're talking about verbs. I used the word find. Now, find is obviously a very discrete verb that's telling it something. It's kind of an action that it can take. So what we expect is it will start looking around inside of the system and it will find the data text file. It will look inside of the data text file and tell us purple. That one detail, what is the best color versus find the best color, how you use that word, what verbs you use, those are incredibly important. It's hard to describe how important which word you use in your long conversations and in your long intent when you communicate to an agent what it's going to do. So I know that sounds remedial, but if English is your second language, or if you find that you can't often describe yourself all that well, then it's going to be a little bit more difficult to get the best out of this. So number one tip that I have for you, this is really the best tip I've got, is pay attention to the way you're describing things and asking for things and try to get a little better. This is a learnable skill. This absolutely can make a difference. It will absolutely make a difference using AI, but it'll make a difference everywhere. So your communicative capability will, of course, increase if you're paying attention to what would be the verb I would use here. What's a better, of course, talk to your agent if you're trying to get better at that. If you're not getting the results back that you want and you think you asked for it correctly, tell the agent, I was expecting you to do this and this and this. How could I have asked for that? And the agent will tell you, but pay attention somewhat to the language. I have a second tip here. It's kind of be more verbose. If you're trying to say, let's imagine we did it a different way, and I'm going to use kind of speech to text here. So I'm going to turn on the speech to text. Hey, I have files here that describe the best color. What is the best color? So now I'm just giving it more context, more kind of intent. I'm telling it what I believe is inside of the project that it has access to. And it's very likely then to say, oh, I see. You think inside of the files, I might find that information. So you might say, in all of my meetings, I think I asked a couple questions of Jane. Can you find those? It's much more likely to give you that answer back rather than just saying, what did I ask Jane? So those two ways of asking that exact same question, you're orienting the system. So my advice is talk. I cover this quite a bit on my channel. talk to your agent, don't type to your agent, because if you type, you're going to edit things and you're going to make it very succinct and think that's better, but you have to choose the right words when you're typing. If you're talking, it's much more likely that you'll hit the kind of target area that you're thinking the agent should take as well. You don't need to tell it what to do. You shouldn't say, read the data.txt file and tell me what, well, that will work perfectly if you know the only place the best color is listed is inside of data.txt. Fantastic. Then it won't do a broad search, it'll do a narrow search. So even that is a very good clue. But if you're not really sure and you're kind of thinking, somewhere in my data here, I describe the best color. Can you tell me what it is? That will work as well. So how you communicate here is really, really important. Okay, with that, I want to add one more thing to this. I know this is a pretty simple one. I want to talk about one other version of how you talk to your agent. It is kind of using these agent files. If you haven't heard of an agent file, we've called them many things in the past: the memory file, the Claude file, the Gemini file. All these are kind of these main files that are read when you start a conversation. So let me describe that to you. When you start a new conversation in one of these agents, the first thing those agents look for is their memory file or their agents file. Now, in something like Codex or Cursor or OpenCode or those kinds of things, they're looking for a file called AGENTS.md in the root folder project that you're dealing with. If you happen to be using Claude Code, it's still the one that uses CLAUDE.md. And if you're using something like anti-gravity, then they're using, I believe, agents.md by default these days, but you can still use a GEMINI.md as well. Very complicated, I know. The concept really is there's one file that is kind of the first thing that's brought into a conversation. And the way to describe this is, let's drop back down into Visual Studio Code and I'll show you what it looks like. But I want to tell you up front what's really happening that you can't see, and you can't see it intentionally. They're hiding it only because it would be confusing if they showed it to you. When you do that /new or start a new conversation or open the agent the first time, the first thing it does is it takes the contents of that agent's file and sends it into the conversation as if you had just typed it yourself. So the first thing it does is it precedes the application or the conversation with that information. It's the best way to perceive of it is, if I wanted my system to know something, I would type it out. Whatever I put in that file, I'm always typing out at the beginning of a conversation, so all conversations have it. That's really the cornerstone of what this file does. All right, let's dive in and take a look at this. We are in Visual Studio Code once again. It's so easy. I do not yet have an agents file. We're going to start an agent here. We're going to go straight into Codex and we're going to say, what is the best number? So at the beginning of this conversation, we would throw whatever's in that agents file at the top, but we don't have an agents file yet. So let's add an agents file here and put in the best number is 123. And now ask that question one more time, and it picks some random number that well, maybe not random, then maybe this is its favorite number, 37. So I wanted to show you this. We added the agents file after the conversation had started to just kind of show you that the agents file is thrown at the top of a conversation that's new. If the conversation's already happening and you put something in the agents file or you create it, it won't sneak into the conversation. So let's create a new conversation here. So that's just like we restarted Codex and ask the same question, and immediately it responds with 123, because actually you can imagine what we just typed to the agent. Everything that was sent to the LLM was, the best number is 123, what is the best number? And of course the LLM didn't have to do anything but 123. So it sent that right back. So that's what's really going on. Anything inside of this agents file is kind of prefixing everything inside of the conversation. A new conversation gets the agents file. I just want to lock that in because it's really meaningful. The reason this file is so valuable is if you keep doing certain things in a project. The reason that I teach the folder project as it is each project or each folder is kind of its own idea. I was having a meeting yesterday about XYZ. That might be its own folder, or a project that we've been working on and we're going to have 10 meetings about. I'm going to put all the meeting notes here. That might be a folder. Or I'm taking a trip this weekend to a new location. I'm going to try out a new hotel. I kind of want to know what's near it. Those kinds of things. That might be a folder. Each one of those has its own real unique kind of localized context. But you might not want to ask the same things again and again. The agents file is there as kind of a preceding what you might type in so that the system always understands what you want. So if I went to our agents file and said, always precede all responses that you give me with a robot emoji, and we hit save. Now, of course, if we say hello here, we don't expect that robot emoji as we've just learned. But if we say hello in a new context, then what we anticipate is we will get the robot emoji back. So as you can imagine, you start putting things in here. All of my files that deal with my taxes are in this folder. All of the information that you might need to know about for Y might be found over there. What I like to do most in this environment is X. I always commit after every change that we make to, I always run tests. All of those kinds of things is what really work well in this agents file. I don't advise you clutter it with literally everything, because what you need to think about is, what do I really need the system to be able to do, or the workflow that I expect it to do all of the time? Or you can put something in like, every time I ask you to commit, here's the steps I want you to take. Now, that actually would be probably better in a local skill for this folder, or maybe a command or something like that, but it works perfectly fine in your agents file. So your agents file is the first place for you to start exploring how to systematize conversations or the workflow inside of a project, or even tools. Here's a tool that I wrote. It's this.sh. Use it if you ever need to look up X, Y, and Z. That would orient every conversation. If you ever need to use something that needs that information, it will use that tool. So it's a really useful pattern to get used to, but understanding why it's there and when you can edit it. By the way, you can say, remember that I really love running and I hate sleeping. Put that in my agents file. And of course, what we expect to see is it will go in, it will find the agents file itself, and it says, you really love running and hate sleeping. And now here's something that I'll show you. Let's say I want to do an activity right now. What should I do? Now, because we told the agent to send that information, we also have that information in our context. So if you're updating it locally and you're telling the agent to update it, then it'll already be in your context. You don't have to start a new conversation every time to get that information. Seems obvious, just want to call that out. But this agents file is really a really cool unlock. Okay, I just wanted to show a few of the very simple principles. How you communicate to your agent truly matters, and it's one of the reasons I highly advise talking instead of typing, because you will put down a context that the agent has more purchase on, has more chance to understand what you're trying to ask for or do, or what your intention is. That's the intent. I'll shoot a whole video on intent. Hang around if you want to see that. But also the agents file, or your kind of agents or Claude or Gemini or whatever file that you might need, precedes all of your conversation as if you had typed it in. So there's not any real magic going on. It's just part of that conversational text, but you just don't see it at the top of your conversation. In fact, I don't know what it was. I think Codex for a while was showing exactly what's in that file at the top, but I think it was confusing to a bunch of people, because usually it would be a whole bunch of information about how to run the project, how to build the project, all this stuff that people didn't think they needed to send to the model, they were sending. It also will use up some of your context, so keep it small and only put the things in there that are really useful. Figure out other ways, like create another file called running my system, and then you can say, hey, use running my system to do whatever I might need to do. That is something I call promptware. Again, a different video that I'm going to shoot. Hope this helped. Thanks for coming along for the ride on this one, and I'll see you in the next one.